we're in Boyle Heights and in Mariachi Plaza, and we're doing our second Everyone in Campaign storytelling event. It's stories from the front lines, and there is a mariachi band. There are people with lived experience from this community who are going to tell their stories of homelessness, and there are service providers who are going to share stories of success and talk more about the housing solutions that we need to get these people off the streets and into stabilized housing. And it's just an amazing night of food from street vendors from the community and other restaurants in the area. And there's lots of games and arts types, interactive things that United Way provided, and then tons of different organizations that came out to provide more information about what they're doing in the community as well. And it's pretty stellar.
Boyle Heights, are you in? Boyle Heights, are you in?
The history of Boyle Heights is that this is where the people who were not wanted had to come live, because minorities were not allowed to live west of the LA River. There were all these housing covenants that discriminated against Mexicans and Jews, Italians, anyone who was not white. But Boyle Heights was the place where everyone belonged. Father Greg Boyle talks about how, in our stories we always like to see that there are good guys and bad guys, right? And we always like to say, oh, look at those cholos, they're the bad guys. Look at those people, they're the bad guys. Look at the homeless people, they're the bad guys. We have to create a world where we know the truth about everyone's humanity, so that there are no more bad guys. So that we expand the circle of compassion so big that nobody is left out of this circle, because everyone is in this circle of compassion.
Hello everyone, my name is JC Cortez. I am a Homelessness Inc. client. Before I met Homelessness, I was homeless for 2 years, and I was just a very angry person because I went through a lot of different obstacles. Sexual abuse, from adoption to foster care, and then foster care to homelessness, and everything in between. So Homelessness really went above and beyond. They invested in me. They really helped me not only pass my classes. I'm 4 classes away from graduating community college. Those results only happen if you believe in the person. Some people have crazy goals, right? But that doesn't mean you call them crazy. It just means, hey, what if we turn it this way and come at this angle, right? So Homelessness invested in me as a human being, and that really changed my life.
And as a single mother, it's been rough, because as a child, I grew up without stability at home. I grew up with domestic violence as a norm. So when I got a little bit older, and after graduation, my mom kicked me out of the house. She was also suffering depression because of the domestic abuse. The experience of homelessness impacted not only my emotional state of mind, but also my kids. We all suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder. We are physically safe now because we do have a home, thanks to East LA Community Corporation, who develops affordable housing. I live right behind us at the Boyle Hotel, and I've been living there for the past 6 years. And even though we are in a safe place physically, mentally and emotionally, we're still processing the trauma. So ELAC not only gave me housing, but they also gave me the services to become an active community member. They gave me the tools to continue advocating and taking over the land and giving it back to the working people.
Displacement, dislocation, urban renewal, restoration, not preservation. Demolish, revitalize, and relocate residents. Remove them from their current residence. Eminent domain, if they're restrained. Forced eviction, a fear tactic like deportation. Foreclosure, get the bank to kick them out, send the police, remove them now to build a condo. High rise, high rent, criminals, each and every one of them. Affordable housing, not allowed in this establishment. General hospital, revitalized. Ramona Gardens, criminalized. Metro Gold Line, Boyle Heights is your time. Show 'em off Sears, Robinwood fears. Eviction, demolition, destruction, new construction. Mixed-use housing, terror of becoming homeless, living on the street, my barrio. The next Chavez ravine. Neon lights no longer burnish in our tongue. Streets have been paved, buildings raised. Old school blocks of homicide legends just live a residual burned out wax that once mourned for casualties. Boyle Heights is for sale. Highest bidders make your bet. Make your vote, my people. On the ballot is your councilman. Thank you so much.